did I unlock Red Death again?
Stream Elements said, "Good morning gamer, it is now live. Streaming Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, how to unlock Red Death talent in Fall of Avalon."
Where is it? I know that I have a thing for here. Is it in skills, I think? Right. Okay. Here it is.
082-6448.
Hey, Tan.
Welcome to my channel.
What's up, dude?
082-6448.
Why is my guy
Said,
so heavy?
"Yo."
Hello. Move that. Drop that. There we go. Okay. So, if I use complete pre in the arc Cavalier, double upon entering Konats, which is second region, head to the hospital, which is at town.
082-6448.
Okay.
Said, "I have a 102.9 fever.
Ooh. Yeah, my nephew, what was it, last week? Week before, had like 102 to like 104-degree fever. So that is definitely not fun. Huh. Why can't I just go right into her door? Taverns closed to prevent the spread of Red Death. Men here, Crestman, Bounty, Lower, Plague. Where's the hospital?
082-6448. Said, "Last year my dad had a 105 fever.
Ooh, dang. Yeah, I'd suggest cooling down, my guy, if you have a fever. Hospital wear. Here we go. First try. Unavailable during combat.
Stop, you crook! Well... So... Oh!
Let us load. Okay, note to self, do not lockpick during the night. I should have probably known that, but still, I don't really care. So we just rest until the morning. Let's go ahead and sell.
Zero 082-6448. Said, "When is my R6 ST?" 082-6448.
Oh.
Said, "Stream."
Yes. Oops. It's on this one. Your rest stream? I'm not sure what that you mean by that. Like, are you just wanting to know, like, where that the rest of your stream is? Cause this is kind of what you get for stream today. Unless you're talking about, like, a Tabor.
0826448 said, Rainbow Six Siege stream.
Oh. Yeah, no idea. I don't play Rainbow Six Siege.
I'm an outcast, exiled from my home by the Red Death.
Wait, where's the hospital one? Alright, isn't it like over here somewhere or something? Yeah, hospital warehouse. Or do I have to go into here? Hospital. Here we go.
0826448 said, you told me you would play Rainbow Six Siege.
At some point.
I guess. Show the horse! Clink, clink, clink! Move out! One foot in front of the other! Ding, ding! Carries the sound! Carries through the stones!
He's
Through
a
the
little
bones! Creak, creak, creak! The bones of the crones! Creak, creak! Crunch, crunch! All the. Crunch!
Okay.
Have you come to offer aid? If so, do not let fear trust the wind. I am but an empty vessel. Now I am alone. I lie in this cold place. Silent, but soon. I have been marked. A gift, tell me. An obedient corpse, able to hear the voice.
That might actually be how I do this one then. Sure.
It will take but a moment.
You will feel no pain.
Now, go to the place where I first set foot on this path. There,
Oh, the
you will
one.
find the one who shall become your shepherd.
This is a
Soon.
quest to get it.
You will be reborn.
Uh-huh. There we go.
There's no need for violence.
Okay. That's all you really need to do to technically even just get started on this quest. Looks like it's over here. Okay. Okay, we need to get up there. I was sort of hoping that I could actually just get up there from here, but I guess not. Well, that's not the way that won't go. So I need to go back up here then, I guess. Shame. Easy to get back up when you know where to go.
There's no need for violence.
Takes me 8 hits to kill one. Easy enough. Wow, I remember when these guys were actually tough. I mean, I might as well just kill all of them, just so that I can get the XP. All 40. The XP. I did manage to get my archery level up a little bit. It's not terrible. 11 stone. That's actually not a bad gear for me. Because it's just like a free revive for me. Somewhere over there, then. Do I go here, then? Nope. Darn. Ooh, okay, that was a close one. These guys are also weak. Aha. I knew there had to be a way to get up there. Oh, it gave me a skill point in exchange for 12 of my max HP. Interesting. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go into here. Crit hit chance. No. Damage increase. There we go. Ooh, teleportation spots.
You were awaited. In the past, all stages have welcome, Hollow. I am, though I have worn many. Kai, listener of the bleeding heart of the
So he might have been
blade.
patient 0.
The simple minds with lofty titles. Then came the outbreak of a holy relic, a fragment of the sanctified body of the Ignatius is but a corpse now. He survived because I chose him to carry its seed. A humble soul is awaited by the bleeding. Her name is Una, but she is not the gift you can. Much within you must be purged before you achieve perfect obedience. Now, when their fates are sealed, I know return.
At least we have an easy way. Okay, talk to
Yes?
this guy.
This mark, but I don't. An empty shell. Why are you doing this? Why? What? Sleep. All that remains is to believe that I will hear the truth. Go now.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Okay, so I delivered the plague to one. I must do it for the other.
O All-Mother, keeper of day and... My family. My daughter, her husband, and my I was visiting my sister in the borough for what might have been the last... When I got back, The plague was already... Nobody can tell me if they took my family to the art, so I sit... The plague's mark. I prayed for my family. Why should I fear what is certain? The All-Mother gives... If I was meant to fall with my family... No. Thank you for... Go now. Death will come...
Alright. Ah, dang it. Thought I could get in there. Doesn't remind you of that scene a little bit from the... What is it? Arthur and the Holy Grail thing movie? When they're like, bring out your dad. No, I didn't realize that picture.
Didn't think anyone would stop by.
Travel to here. Travel to this guy.
You ignite. Ooh, these souls have taken their fun. Give it to me. And so, let us.
So what, do I like fight the plague? Oh darn. I was thinking that was something else I could grab. Nah. There you go. Oh, that's why it was letting me take. It's like, it's letting me take something. Not sure what. That did not hurt me? I don't know. Asylum. Wait a second. No way that I'm back at the red. Huh. Ooh. Max health by 50? That's nice. Jump. 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 That is probably just the way to get down, so that has nothing really for me.
I'm sorry, Wanderer, but you cannot rest here. I sense my brother's soul within you.
Brother.
The pull of his destiny is... I am,
Arthur's sister.
well, his half-sister. To Arthur, though, I was always... I stood by his side, listened, and when the visions came, my poor brother, I couldn't bear. They came with the plague. The land was ravaged by sickness. And he heard a voice, clear as any other. Oh, but how does one return to a place? He'd come to me in the dead of night, but I knew better. I heard it too. In a way, I followed the visions, though most of the court thought I'd lost my mind, or that I'd secretly caught. Sir Estor was one of the very few who believed me. The visions showed me a place of beginnings, bathed in the bleeding heart of the plague. With every step, the voice grew louder. Each heartbeat was like a knife twisting. That's when I understood. There was something almost human about it. It was like staring at your own reflection in a distorted mirror. I've had centuries to reflect on it, and I think I've almost uncovered the truth. The heart is a grief made manifest. Undoubtedly, yes. These are three aspects. There was a heart, struck by immense grief. I believe that there's no cure for such matters, except... I don't know. I thought leading Arthur. I'm not sure there's anything we can do for a being that exists outside of time, with only a rudiment. I doubt she wants everyone else to suffer with her. I saw that staying meant death for all of us. Nothing. And the voice. It kept calling. Arthur once told me it sometimes felt familiar to him. But after I returned with Estor, he didn't hesitate anymore. You could say that. One way, some chains are just more visible. The Red Priests like to call me theirs. After we left the homelands, people started listening to me. It was terrifying. Stepping out, you see. No one becomes a prophet on their... I became what they needed. Sometimes I...
Whip over their heads.
Keep going. You just have to make the best of... You'll do fine. And... Arthur... I'm sorry, this is for both of you. Please. Now go.
Magic crit chance. Oh, Red Death skill unlocked. You are meant to die. The Red Death already claimed you once. Your fate was sealed in fever and ruin. Yet by chance or perhaps by something far worse, you are spared. Then you return to the place where agony once held you in its grasp, and as before, you left it changed. The lament breaks most, leaves them shattered, but you've learned to wield it for your own purpose. You have unlocked the Red Death skill tree. Oh, dude is no longer there. Okay. Summon Master Assassin. Ooh, that sounds fun. Let's explore this little area more, shall we? And then we'll check out the Red Death. I want to see where this goes, to be honest. Oh, here we go. 1% max health. Grants a stack of lament. Increased damage. Delay. Stack. Killing grants 10 stack. Done damage has a stack, 15 stacks. Crits grant 2 stacks. Huh. Then survival. Can't lose more than 50% max health. Prevents death once. Windows have to reset. Ooh, that's actually really nice. Oh, there's the other one. Alright, so we figured out how to unlock Red Death, and you can do that without even being as far as I am, either. So now we do see no evil. Whatever that one's about.
Have some spare food or coin?
Who told you that? I've never paid a single gold coin to... However, you see, it's hard to keep the men's morale up in these uncertain... Still, this is the military. Desertion is unacceptable and will... So if you do take care of the deserters, you can be sure you'll be rewarded. And it... Me? There's not much I can do right now. I have to stay in Cunard. But if someone were willing... As long as they stop being a threat... But all... Excellent. I'll await...
I thought I had something for him. Oh.
Good. Keep it up.
190. Nice.
I'll await...
See no evil one. Oh, getting rid of the slavers. Okay. Droner's tongue. Tax of the fallen. Alright, guys. So I think we might have done everything that we can.
If I just stay put,
How much gold do I have? Over 5,000.
everything will be okay.
Have some spare food or coin?
You doing okay?
Starborn egg.
What?
Vial of sage, carnations. So all the garbage. Oh, that's an interesting one.
Nice to see you.
Good to see. The world.
Okay. Is there really anything else for us to really do here? I wonder. Because we've already pretty much already gotten everything fully done. We have most of the area fully explored anyway. So there really isn't much else for us to even do here. We can go into New Game Plus. And then... Oh, you know what? I bet that is probably how that you can like get all these upgraded more. Add points while standing by the fire. Ah, huh. Didn't I also have... Yeah, max out by 50. Just doing that would actually be rather nice. I think we have like most, if not all, the rings, really. Like there might be a few things that we've missed. Like, and our armor is at 54%, so we're doing great in terms of armor, skill tree, because we got all of our armor maxed out. At least everything that really matters, other than the damage reduction. We got statuses all good. We could technically do more healing, which wouldn't be bad. Yeah, actually getting Deadly Fury would be amazing. And then just, these are our general attributes. We're pretty much already immortal, I'd say, at this point. To death and beyond. So we maxed out our two-handed and one-handed. So that's pretty dang good. We're almost maxed on heavy armor. Like, I haven't really touched archery. Or really sneaking either. We're doing pretty good on all those. I don't know, I think that we've done really good for ourselves. So let's actually just talk to Arthur. We have a lot of stuff to talk to him about.
It was supposed to be a reminder. The sword was never just steel. It was a symbol of what we stood for. Strength, justice, the will to carve a path forward. A weapon, yes, but also a promise. I wanted them to remember, to fight for those ideals, to uphold them. Even when I was gone, even when there was no king left to lead them. Merlin saw Avalon for what it was long before the rest of us. He told me that Tintagel wouldn't hold, not forever. That the weirdness would gnaw at our walls, at our minds, at our very bones, until nothing human remained. But he still fought to map a way forward, to carve some sense into this land. And in the end, the land swallowed him whole anyway. We were losing the battle at Tuathan's mouth, our last push before the weirdness took the field. Merlin was with us, bleeding, exhausted, but still weaving his spells. Then it came. Not a beast, not a man, not something we ever had words for. A shadow wearing 1,000 torn banners, moving like it had no shape of its own. Merlin raised his staff, spoke a name I didn't recognize. And then he was gone. Not killed, not struck down, just gone. Like the land itself had taken him back. That one I remember. It was a weird beast, born from the nightmare of Pelennor, one of my knights. His family spoke of a legend of the questing beast, a relentless monster that hunted his ancestors without end. He made it his life's mission to slay it, and yet no such creature existed in the homelands. But when we came here, it appeared before him. Poor Pelennor died the moment he saw it, overcome by terror. It was Palamedes who struck it down. This weird beast looked the same. I can only assume it is a spawn of Pellennor's demise. I suppose it wasn't. I can feel it guards something primordial within. The markings on the stone resemble the work of the Fore-dwellers.
Oh.
In my
I bet
time,
he's talking about
such
those stones for the
inscriptions
sword
would shift
shield,
and change,
and maybe helmets.
making them impossible to decipher. Yet, I met some people who sought to unravel these mysteries. Most of them were Picts. I allowed them to explore Avalon without my oversight. And so, I remember that the royal geographers came to be. My favorite band of adventurers. True pathfinders. Avalon owes them a great debt. That's a question better suited for Merlin if he was still around. I always thought it was where his druids got drunk and danced naked in the moonlight. He was terribly offended when I said that. Gave me an entire lecture about the delicate balance of life and death, how they are intertwined within nature. That, he claimed, was what the Cromlechs were meant to be. The heart of their power. A place where it could be harnessed and cultivated. Still, he never invited me to any of their celebrations. He always did hate when I was right. Not much. I never encountered one myself, but I heard stories about them. Mistbearers, like most creatures on this island, emerged from the weirdness. They were always drawn to magic. The druids believed they fed on it in some way. Merlin forbade his apprentices from hunting them. Druids were too valuable to our war effort to be distracted by such pursuits, and they were meant to carry on Merlin's legacy should he fall. What became of them after the war, I do not know. I suppose it has. A pity it has become a hunting ground for bandits. But do not worry, my friend. Let us walk this path and make me whole again. I will restore this island to the glory it deserves, the King's Road included. Yes, it seems we knew each other well during the war, and this proves that I sought allies beyond our own forces, and I trusted him enough to carry the knowledge of Excalibur. This must count for something. much the same. He was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce. I heard rumors. The Del Rita chieftains spoke among themselves of the stone wardens they brought from the homelands. Yet when I asked, they had little to say. It seems their brotherhood has found a way to bend the weirdness to their will. That is good, I suppose. If you have the chance to learn from them, do so. We need every advantage to restore peace to Avalon. My sister. I didn't think I'd ever see her again. She was gone. I've always felt like I failed her. I was her older brother, and it was my responsibility to protect her. And yet, she ended up taking care of me. And she paid dearly for it. I'm still not sure. Kai always stepped into whatever role was needed and made it fit her perfectly. Blind devotion was never something she sought, but if she thought it served a purpose, I know she wouldn't hesitate. I want to see her only as my beloved sister, but that was never all she was. A half-sibling is only halfway to being a bastard, even if acknowledged. Like Morgaine, Kai wasn't well respected at court. But unlike Morgaine, she never met disdain with more disdain. The narrow-mindedness of others. Morgaine was proud, and she wore that pride like she was also stubborn. Kai was different. Sometimes I envied her for that. I do. I always have. I don't think I ever saw her hesitate. I miss her presence. And her.
Okay. So there is some around here that we've missed. Apparently it's a symbol. It's over this way. Somewhere. I mean, it should be... Oh. Sorry, it's right over here. Aha. Wait, no. It's got to be the way that we go to educate there, right? I assume, maybe? Because it's the only one that makes sense, at least. There's one that I haven't actually found before, I guess. This set should technically help me faster. Before I touch that, I must know what else is over here. Fragment the memory of a beloved child. Gather memory shard. Memory shards 2. And jump. Hey, Mistweaver dude. Our Fate Waver.
We meet again, Lost Prince. I was mistaken about our previous encounter. I erred in thinking I had unraveled what the Pale Lady had planned for the both of us. But I should have known better than to presume or anticipate the moves of someone as shrewd as her. I am tired, Prince. I am so terribly tired. I feel burned out. I can't weave anymore. I don't want to. Never imagined that such a moment could come. Oh, what a truly sorrowful thing. To accept that all things must finally fade. You meeting me? As I mentioned upon your first visit, I thought it was just a coincidence. A fortunate weave of various events that, under a different alignment of stars and smaller choices, would never have come to pass. However, it turns out that I was meant to fulfill a specific role, and it was not to weave new life as I once believed. To weave bridges between you and her despair. Bridges that would allow you to gather the memory shards.
Oh.
She used me. Yet I cannot even bring myself to be angry with her. I see now that she seeks to restore the bonds that once were, before her world shattered and fell into ruin. The pain of a mother who has lost her child, it is difficult to comprehend, especially for us. For centuries, we never had to face loss, and then only by gazing upon you humans, we had to deal with the idea of death. To live in a world in which everything has to die. Such a horrible and terrifying thing. Her desire was to bring her son back. I understand that, but can't really empathize with it. Understanding others has always been the strength of humankind. And anger? I'm not sure. For now, I just want peace. I don't want the weirdness. I don't want to weave. I don't want to feel. She hopes that by restoring her son's memory, she will finally bring him back. The Pale Lady wants to put you on a proper path.
So...
Yet she does not realize how daunting and
I
impossible
wonder
this
if then
challenge
the Pale
truly
Lady's
is.
son is Arthur.
But those driven by despair rarely measure. Places like this one, or the one where we met before, were chosen by the Pale Lady for a reason. On their own, they're nothing more than aberrations twisted by the weirdness. To bridge your reality and ours, someone had to weave the passages. That someone was me. In both instances, I believed all my efforts were aimed at weaving a new Fordweller. For the first, but the truth was far from that. The Archspire was a bridge to the place where her son was born. In that cave, I wove the prints from the threads of the weirdness granted to me by the Pale Lady. They were resonating with great desire. It seems the place we stand in now was marked as the place where I had to create the next passage. Since we lost the war against your kind, we retreated to Tuathan, severing ourselves from the rest of Avalon. All the while, the weirdness has continued to change. It has grown wilder, more untamed, and far harder to control, even for us. For centuries, places like this seemed lifeless, stripped of their potential. And then the spark began to return. It was... So it is true. I suspected that gazing upon the homelands by the Pale Lady and her son could not occur without disruptions. The knot grew tight.
Entire oars that should have never been point became irreversibly entangled.
I did not dare to peer beyond my lost prince. I feel that what lies ahead is bound to a profoundly intimate and ineffably personal aspect of the Pale Lady. It is between you, Prince. Leave me behind. Hopefully that will grant farewell.
Oh, what is that?
There's no greater joy than watching how a
Is that the
son,
Pale Lady?
born of desire, grows. There's no greater despair than watching how a son, born of one's own thought, perishes.
Oh, you are.
And now you stand here, hidden deep within. And even I
Oh, I
cannot
see
fathom
the heart.
what my heart feels. Still torn, for you are not wholly him, my son, my prince of Tuathan. Yet there is
So
a
are
flicker of
we
joy
the
within
child
me,
of her, then?
for you carry the soul of an Arthur, whose life was chosen for my son. This means the fragments of memory I gathered and kept safe may be saved. The heart, bleeding and plagued, a fragment of me, of my despair. My tears seeped into your soil, birthing a terror. The specter, the Red Death. Unintentionally, I could not have foreseen what such an entanglement of our realities would bring. I could not have known the depths of pain wrought by the loss of a beloved child. When it started to spread, I couldn't find a way to stop it. I am so terribly sorry. Arthur believed that abandoning the homelands would stop. The Red Church committed truly horrific acts in their desperate attempt to... Yet, no matter what you humans do, and so, you... I want my son back. You walk your own path. I hope that's among them. However, I cannot impose my will upon you. I believe so. And you, since my son's fate became entwined with that of Arthur, the king of mortals, it is necessary to... You will also need the fragments of my son's memory. Beyond that, the Weaver may possess something helpful. His life... He is no longer bound by the places I created for him. I have a feeling he may have returned to his workshop. It is a tale about the prince of the Four Dwellers, who unexpectedly became the king of humankind. Arthur. We are connected.
So Arthur was a fourth
In the
woman then?
homelands,
He heard my call from beyond the mist. I met him during his journey. I gifted him with the sword, the spectre of which you now carry within yourself. He is someone very dear to me, someone I lost. As you already know, we found a way to gaze upon the homelands. My son was fascinated by humans, fascinated by your impermanence and fragility. When one has to deal with entropy and decay, he must have desired to live the life of a human. Perhaps it is one of the most...
Far more complicated.
Oh, the Weaver. I remember the spark of joy that lit up his pale face when he saw what emerged from the threads of weirdness I gifted him. A living being, brimming with such boundless potential. So vibrant with life. He always had a fondness for my child. He called him the Prince. In the homelands, I saw a powerful thing that we Four Dwellers lacked. It was love, one of many emotions I had to learn. We lived in a world where everything was potent and possible. It made us live a life where we were drowning in decadence. Our emotional structure was much less complicated than yours. Yes, I am fully aware that my will to bring Arthur to the shores of Avalon brought war. What would you have me say? There are no proper words for this. Yes, although that was a horribly distorted part of me, living as if it were another life. Now I feel more whole. The empty... Ah, yes. Bound to Arthur through kinship. A different kind, however. I pity her. One aspect of the potential of the weirdness is that for that, I needed a craftsman. Someone who could sense even that every Four Dweller could manipulate the weirdness to some degree. He could harness that potential for something far, far greater, like weaving a new life, for example. My skills lay elsewhere. Among them was the ability to peer beyond the horizon of our civilization, to see a different world, a world without the weirdness, a world filled with meaning and purpose, constructed through intricate connections, a single living organism, yet full of individuality at the same time. I feel that sometimes you do not realize just how extraordinary your land truly was. Are you sure? This may be our last meeting. So, it is done.
We got the bleeding heart of the plague.
I am glad my heart could host you. I hope you will succeed in reaching the goal you pursue. You leave this place with another shard. Use the memory of my son wisely. Ah, one more thing. That perfect obedience will no longer be your burden. It was never my will, but rather a farewell.
So now we lose that perfect obedience, which I really don't know what that really did for us anyway. Maybe it made me like something like immune to death or something. Oh, so that's how we got that. Okay. So now, all that we really need to do is fuel that, fast travel to Forlorn Swords. And then we go to about right here. There should be something there for us to get. The Weaver's Sanctum.
We are ready to begin the moot. We were only waiting for your return, once and future king. You were strong enough to walk the king's thread, and you conquered it. What is your will, Mike? Glory be to you. Once, thanks to you, Camelot will fall. And thank you, Mike. I, the voice of the doubt.
Oh, now we have a question mark here. I think it said that it was like behind the waterfall. Yeah, here we go. Alright.
The center cannot hold, little prince. The fall, it is already here. Step further, and see for yourself. And so you have arrived. I look at you and I feel what you humans call resentment and bitterness. Lies and lost purpose. That the Pale Lady managed to create places full of accumulated weirdness. I thought that those were gifts from her. For all those centuries But no. After our second meeting, all my attempts to weave a new Foredweller. A place that was once my workshop. I spent decades here. Eventually, I learned enough about the structure. Before that, my kin emerged from the depth. You, my prince, will my... Yes, it consumes me entirely. I regret creating you. I regret that your death... Regret. If you had never come to be, or if the Pale Lady had not she looked at the humans and wished to be like them. Everything that has happened over the last 6 centuries. No, the world is chaos. Fate that they weave together in knots. Knots that tighten, growing stronger and exerting. The Pale Lady, the Prince, and the once and future King Arthur. This ends. I'm deeply so.
That was a challenge. Oh. Again, not a challenge. Max health is equal to the max... Wait, what? Max health is equal to max stamina. Stamina is equal to mana. Mana is equal to max health. Huh. Interesting. Not exactly what I was expecting to get from this fight, but cool nonetheless. I thought it would just teleport me out. I guess not. Oh, that's right. That's because I set my mana equal to my health equal to my mana, etc., etc. So that one is definitely interesting that you have like a higher max mana than you do for stamina, or you do for health. Like if you're going into a magic build, that makes sense. why that you would do that when you can just have this spear in Act 3, which is actually just an insanely good spear. Even unupgraded, it's really good. You just kind of need to have like good stamina stuff. Alright, so now that we got those 3 done, now we can start on the tombs. So, first one is going to be right over here. We'll get all the tombs, and then we see what happens, because I think then we can unlock like a secret ending for Arthur or something. I'm on just lightly eating them. Okay, we need to go all this way.
I hope you found what you were looking.
So let's see. There we go. Oh, here we go. This is what we're looking for. Tomb of Sir Lancelot. Ah. That's how we get to that. So I wonder if we could fight Lancelot here then. Don't know, I was thinking that was a secret spot or something. It's down here. Okay, that's just another way to get there, fine. It's like something for the Weaver or something. forget, I'm not wearing the mana blocking one. I forgot about that. Like, why am I taking damage? After so long of not really taking any damage too much, I just totally spaced that. Oh wait, I don't have that set on that prevents me from taking too much in terms of damage. Oops.
My hands were made to serve the king, not rot in idleness. This emptiness.
I see his eyes.
I cannot bear it. Nothing without my king. Arthur! No. No, please. My blade. My erendite. It remained behind in the abyss. I cannot face my king without it. I cannot kneel before him. No, no, no. Don't speak that name. Let it be cursed. I died a traitor's death. I thought that would be enough. But I couldn't. I can't.
Oh. So do we... Interesting. Darn. Won't let me take that giant sword. Fine. Physical damage. I need to see what it does before I give it up. Physical damage. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Oh, that's fixed itself.
I should have stayed in the abyss. Erendite. Oh. Like I might be worthy. I know. I have nothing to fear. And the only thing I see... No. I know. I won't beg forgiveness for my betrayal. I don't even know what I fear more. Please, as his closest confidant, take my blade. Let me prove my devotion. Let me earn his trust again. This...
And then I get the full Lancelot sets. Nice. Ooh, max stamina. Where are you?
I wished for someone to find Sir Lancelot's tomb, and his suffering had left cracks in the very fabric. And there are others. Similarly... My name is Fianola. I am here on behalf of the Royal Geographers. I was sent to do, and as useful as it would be, the wordness never blessed me with an extra set of hands. Say, traveler, how would you feel about joining... Oh, but you've already done the most. You found what was lost. What better way to prove yourself? Another night.
Okay, so we got that. don't need a torch, do I?
Done already?
Alright, so Kutnot. Looks like it's about right here-ish? I need to store a lot of stuff. Maybe I can store like everything that I don't really need. Or like everything that I don't really even use. Wait. That way I have a lot more in terms of weight that I can use. So I can actually like get everything I actually need. I mean, just imagine that you need to... Why do I have 2 horses now? Oh yeah, didn't I steal one? So let's sell everything that we're not going to be immediately putting away. Then we store everything that we don't need until that we are at least like what? Maybe 100 weight?
Ah.
Okay, here it is. Okay, let's get into this set. Because I already have all the other stuff that we... I mean, I want to be keeping that. Melee crit chance, health below 20, damage increase. Health regen. Oh, no, that's Lancelot's. Okay.
Look who's... It's not that I have anything against... Have a safe...
Oh, interesting. Well, that's not exactly what I was looking for. But at least now I have that. Okay. Alright, so it should be somewhere around there. Ish.
Hold your ground, man! Such a weak shot!
Where did I fling that bunny to? Whatever. Should be somewhere around here. Or is it just like down lower then? Aha! Tomb of Sir Galahad. Oh, that's how I get the mace in the act one. Okay, that makes sense. I think I broke her. I swear with this spear, every fight is now way too easy. Ooh, a gambit. Oh, rip that guy's throat.
Ah, a visitor.
My heart was greener than
It has
something.
been a while since we've had one, hasn't it, my dear Gawain?
Gawain.
Will I need to carry the bones of my only companion to his resting place today? Apologies, Wanderer. For as much as he was once known for his sharp wit, I've grown used to our conversations being one-sided. I am Sir Bertilac, Wanderer. I keep watch over the cursed, restless sleep of dearest Sir Gawain. He is dear to me now, but when I struck him down and saw him look up at me in quiet wonder as he drew his both tools in the with cunning, but is a choice truly a choice if its only purpose is deception? Gawain chose life, only suffering. The endless, hateful dance of a pair of the Lady Morgaine had me believe I was meant to cut short the reckless, unruly ways of her brother's knights. She said she only wished to be heard. But as I sat here, forgotten, I came to understand. Give my dear if you are the one the Lady Morgaine truly meant to now. So...
Yeah, I still have everything. Oh. There we go. Easy. Well, technically that one was a little bit harder. Summon Sir Gawain and Ooh. So I get to summon people? Attacks apply massive poison buildup. So it looks like that we finished that one. And then we can summon these people to fight for us, which is actually kind of cool. Looks like that there's 5 tombs in total. We've just finished the second one.
Poor Sir Gawain. He didn't deserve to be forgotten. What is King Arthur without his faithful knight? They thrive by his side, and he thrives by... Sir Lancelot carries centuries of grief. Sir Bertilac. From Gawain's executioner to his protector. There's no need to worry about him. His soul walks I'm sure he and Sir Gawain will cross paths again. We all want peace, but it rarely comes easily. The knights, Sir Gawain will find his peace, as will you, and a strong king. The wordness is like a web. Without every soul wandering Avalon is one of those threads. King Arthur and his knights once brought peace to Avalon. Keep going.
Alright. Let us level up a little bit. Get that up to level 10. Skill tree for the Red Death. And then I have 3 in these? Why do I have 3 of these? Oh, is it like the memories that I'm getting that? Okay. So next one is somewhere around here. We haven't really explored that area, so here we go. Here we go. Here's this one. Certain magnets. So, 3 down, 2 more to go, and the last 2 are going to be in the Forsworn area. The Forsworn swords. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Like this place is just booby trapped. Like, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's actually amazing. Secret area. That was interesting. Why is that just burning there? I mean, it's not like that does a lot of damage. Okay, I didn't know that there was actually anything in there. That did some damage. Oh, that was there. Don't know what that was. Ooh, I'm actually now heavy. Didn't realize I actually took on that much weight. Return Arthur. Same fate is given to you. Fulfill my oath. Can't rouse me from my eternal sleep. Okay, I want. Stamina regeneration is 1? Why would you ever want that? Like, if you're doing magic, yeah, I guess that'd be fine. But like, you won't be able... Oh, I guess you could technically attack multiple times.
Oh, you don't look too pleased. Well, you've seen it for yourself. He was always praised for his cunning and his devotion. But he was also a clever man, always thinking ahead. If he wishes to be left in... The road is long.
Alright, 2 more left. Huh. Physical damage. Stim. Ooh. Oh. Doesn't really help with you have like a lot of armor or a lot of stuff. Oh, interesting. I mean, that might be fun to do a build around that. Okay, so next is Forlorn Swords. And it is somewhere around there. Okay. So this should be somewhere around here, but I thought I've been everywhere around here. So it's kind of surprising that I haven't been able to find this tomb yet. Oh, that's good boots. It's like it's somewhere around here. Oh! Huh. Alright. And then the last one. may not technically even really need that ring, to be honest. .6 to 1.3. There. Those two down. Oh yeah, that's why I'm not doing so much damage, because I can't make them bleed. Sadly, they're immune to my bleeding effect, which means this spear is not the best weapon to use against them. Unfortunately. But it's still powerful, as you can tell. Pretty easy. Again, a little harder because I can't really use my bleeding weapon all that much.
You kept us waiting. Your tombs gathered quite a lot of cobwebs and best tidy up a little. Ah, of course. Of all the forgotten, when you finally join us, you'll tell us what it was like. I won't deny my envy. But I've no need to assume. But yes, you're right. Perhaps I was... I've been resting in a tomb for the past 3 centuries. Unless, of course, you're pointing out that I'm not. In which case, fair enough. I came to this tomb of my own accord. I knew our time was drawing to a close. I had a few words with Govanon and then headed to the crypt with my own gravestone on my back. Sometimes, when men want something back, I killed 5 knights. Each one stood 4 I cut down during a tournament. The last I drowned in a river. He was drunk as a skunk, quite the burden to repent. Fine lad. I imagine long ago he had more to do. I see. You pity but I propose something. If I lose with dignity, I am all, but if you fall, then you'll lie in the tomb that's been waiting for you. So, splendid. Here is my oath. I thank you.
Oh, cool. Now we got another summon. So it's like that we're able to summon all the knights almost. Or at least some of them. There we go. You had +5 on all that. That's not bad. Do I not have a shovel? Oh, I might have put mine away in inventory or something. Didn't I? Alright, come this way? Giovanni's chisel. Huh. It's not bad. Alright, so that is one more down, and then we have one last one to do. And then we'll have all the people. Oh, what? Tomb of a Knight. So did I miss something then? Oh.
It is you. I wasn't expecting such a grandiose visit, my king. And I see that you were brought here. That's kind of you, stranger. These halls ain't fit to welcome a king. Ah, right. Sometimes I forget that not everything's as clear as it once was. Truth be told, I back to the point. My name is Gavonin. I'm a craftsman. The pleasure is mine, kind lad. This, kind lad, is the tomb of the knight who never came. There was once a grim legend that claimed this tomb was built out of fear. Fear of an ancient curse Morgana cast upon Arthur. She foretold that all the great knights who were denied the king's favor and honors, they would march on Camelot, seize the capital, shatter the round table to dust. But those are just...
Ooh,
hope you find
have a shop. What do you got? Chill. Damage, plus burning, movement speed. Huh.
Glad to... This tomb opens only for two kinds of brave souls, and the king himself. I've been sitting here long enough to know what kind of knight. No, I'm bound here by an oath I made to his grace, but he's perfectly fine. Anyone who finds their way here and rests like that calls for a proper gravestone. They also bring battle-scarred equipment. My hammer mends, and the dead? Someone to watch over them when unrest stirs. Really kind of you, lad. But you see, I once made a habit of carving gravestones in advance. So unfortunately, it slipped and fell. If you can find it. If we do not speak of them, the dead prefer silence. You did? I was starting to fear that one. I try not to go there. Sometimes I feel like lying. Thank you. Here. Fewer knights these days. No wonder there's so few of them come.
Sneak damage
Such
by
are the
100%.
Ah, so that some knights wear death like a cloak. And even as for the empty grave, it doesn't mean the end is near. When the body finally rests in the stab.
Huh. Okay, so I assume now that I've done that, I can actually get this lady to come? Because now I've done both people. And we've only ever seen 2 people in here. There we go.
It must be hard to spend your life chasing. It's no wonder that there is a grave ready for all of us somewhere. Did it frighten you? Such a... Why? Not your kind of... You'll rest where you choose. Some souls are meant to wander longer. Whatever you decide. Go well.
Alright. So now we just have this one that's like right over here. Somewhere around here at least. It's like somewhere here. Oh, here it is. And then this should be the last one. Once we do that, we'll talk to the lady of everything. Why would I want to reduce all my stuff? Makes no sense for that gear. Wait, there was 2 Galaheads? there's a boss fight area. You rarely see these kinds.
Here. I can't believe this. After everything I did for you, you won't even let me rest in peace. I swore to protect him until the day I died. And I did. I don't feel obligated to serve him anymore. I earned my rest. It's not my fault the weirdness woke me. And I know exactly who to blame. The one who kept coming back, growing stronger, and ruining our peace.
Let me speak to him, young one. Galahad, my friend, we come to you in our hour of need.
It wasn't enough to tamper with immortality on your own. You had to drag us into it too. Do you know, it was only after I died that I understood what you'd done. Becoming a Four-Dweller, Arthur. Really?
I've always valued your counsel, Galahad. But we were losing the war. I had no choice but to try becoming as...
Nonsense. There's always a choice. And you have made the worst one. How could you fraternize with the enemy? Go against everything we fought? You're right. I wasn't there. If I had been, I'd have beaten...
It was my choice.
I always knew the old man was a manipulator. And you had two...
I respect your opinion, Galahad.
As do I. So, what now? You're taking my remains for a little trip. And I'm supposed to serve you again? Not that you're giving me a choice. If you take me from this place, my essence will be bound to your will. I never really had a choice, did I? The war, your transformation. It would have happened with or without me.
Probably. Yes.
Do what you want. It's not like I have a choice. This will be the last time you hear me fully aware.
Then...
just one thing. May the weirdness take you, traitor.
I think I could have talked to him before I killed him. Whoopsies. Do I have to really just come all the way back? So that's the way that I came. So let's go down here maybe. We might get like some kind of portal, because otherwise it's a long trip. Oh, we do have Sir Galahad. Yeah, I kind of thought that might not be okay. Well, I'm gonna be slow, I might as well be rich out of it. I need to actually really get rid of a lot of this stuff. Oh. Really, so I could have just avoided all that long, annoying trip for nothing. Except for the few items I actually got from it. Which wasn't bad items, to be honest. Do I have any speed potions? You learn how to make the speed potions, that would probably help serve me a lot better. Because then I could actually just make them continually when I'm over encumbered. Get out via this way, because I can't really get out via dying. It doesn't really work that way, unfortunately. Okay, so last time I went straight. Let's try in the left then. That might have been the way that I came from, but I'm not 100% sure. This whole place is a maze. But this is leading upwards, which is a good sign. There's some enemies I didn't loot. Yay, found the entrance. Good. Okay, so that should be all 5 tombs. So now we have, I guess, all of Arthur's Knights of the Round Table. So now we talk to the lady, get everything out of her, and then maybe beat the game and then go into New Game Plus.
And so, it is done. Now, there is. But before I explain, understand this. But it's not the whole story. Arthur and his knights still need to be released into the Wordness. I can make that happen. Not yet. But it's a choice you'll have. Nothing. Avalon will go on, as it... Should people live in fear of the Wordness, generation after generation? Should they carry... Or should they be allowed to embrace it? To become part of it? No. I want them to be more. My people may be close to the Wordness, but even we aren't immune to its more violent moods. What I want is for the people of Avalon to embrace the word. Arthur and his knights are the pillars of humanity in Avalon, and His Majesty's soul is unique. It's the best combination we could hope for. Releasing their souls into the Wordness would leave a permanent mark of humanity on this land. The Wordness wouldn't see us as intruders anymore, but as part of itself. Arthur and his knights worked tirelessly to make Avalon ours. This is their chance to finish what they started. Thank you. And before you go, I hereby welcome you as a full member of the Royal Geographers. May you carry the legacy of Iryu the Fast Rider and Eleanor Dunn. May your paths be clear, your burden... Farewell, traveler.
I thought we'd been able to just, like, do something else with her. So now we have Sir Galahad's stuff. Wow, each attack is a crit? That's really good, actually. Oh, I remember that thing. Ooh, we could permanently increase our dex. So the less health we have, the more stamina we have. That's an interesting combination. Alright. So it's nice that we have that done.
Always
So first we sell all the junk. And then we sell all of these unnecessary ones. There we go. So now we have more decks. Didn't I already give the Morgan's head to something? I need to get rid of this Sir Galahad armor. There it is. Stash nuts. There we go. And then stash that one too. It's actually not bad on that one, because that boosts up my damage and attack speed and crit chance more. So I just lose out on some stamina regeneration. That's not bad. And then we'll just spend the rest of the time listening
Lancelot.
to this.
It was painful to watch what became of him. confident, steadfast, eloquent. Nothing like the tormented soul you've seen. He was admired by the people and by his fellow knights. He had quite the following, though he never seemed to care for it. Only later did I realize how wrong I had been. He was also much sought after, left a trail of broken hearts wherever he went. But there was only one he ever held in his heart, and that was Avalon. I always believed Lancelot to be honest to a fault. He never hesitated to speak his mind, and I valued that in him as much as his loyalty. I trusted him completely, and I thought his faith in me, in my vision for Avalon, was just as strong. But it wasn't. I don't know when or how that trust was lost, and to this day, it still pains me. But know this, even in betrayal, Lancelot never sought to serve himself. He was a good man. Yet even the best of men can falter and lose their way. I forgave him long ago. What saddens me is that he still cannot forgive himself. But I understand why. The rebellion he led hurt not only me, it wounded all of Avalon. And Lancelot always hated senseless bloodshed. To be the cause of so much suffering, perhaps fighting by our side will finally bring him peace. Galahad. I should have known he wouldn't be too happy about being brought back, but I hoped he'd died in peace and would return in peace. I was wrong. War isn't a time when you can afford likes and dislikes. Galahad was a great warrior. He made decisions no other commander dared to. But would he have been a good leader in times of peace? I doubt it. That's why news of his death in battle came as a relief to me. Men like him, once they gain momentum, are nearly impossible to stop. In that regard, he and Galahad the Pure were quite alike. He led a dangerous expedition, one of the most important of the Age of Conquest. Had it succeeded, the war might have ended much sooner, but it didn't. And so the fighting went on. After the war, I had his remains recovered and this tomb built. Over time, he came to be seen as a noble martyr. But who he really was, well, you've seen that for yourself. I regret the fate he met. Let's make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain. I'd rather not speak of him, but I suppose I owe him that much. Morgaine and I, we shared only half our blood, yet both inherited the worst of our father's traits. Pride, arrogance, stubbornness. I was angry at her for humiliating me yet again, and angry at Gawain for falling so easily into her trap. He was never the perfect knight, nor did he try to be. But he was brave and bold, and he didn't deserve to become a pawn in our quarrel. I should have taken more of an interest in his fate, but there was always something more pressing, until I ran out of time. Although, if you think about it, we did end up sharing similar fates.
Yeah, I have so much stuff.
A truly fascinating man. He started out as a court jester, but it quickly became clear he was quite skilled with a blade as well. At first, I suspected he might be a spy for an enemy kingdom, but after he saved my life one day, my perspective changed. Of course, he still could have been a spy, but I decided to keep him close and watch him carefully, just in case. In time, though, he proved to be a loyal companion. He earned my trust, and without hesitation, I knighted him. Well, it didn't surprise me much. That was Dagonet through and through. He always spoke his mind, caring little for what others might think, even when it was my judgment he questioned. Only he and Palamedes ever dared to speak their minds openly in my presence, without fear of giving offense. Dagonet was decidedly less diplomatic than Palamedes, but it was precisely that honesty I valued in them both. Besides, from the start, he had a rare gift for foreseeing how things would unfold. I dare say, he even managed to make me laugh one last time. Meeting him made me reflect on one thing. How many great knights were swallowed by their ambition to sit at the round table. Somewhere along the way, things must have gone terribly wrong. If men could kill one another for something that was meant to be an honor, I pity the lost knights of this world. I'm glad this one will have a chance to fight at his king's side and serve me, as he always wished to. I have no idea. The Menhirs were Merlin and Nimue's domain. I was mostly just relieved they worked. Although I've always felt an odd sense of familiarity with them. I think they reacted to the power we now wield. The Four-Dweller element within us. But why and how? That's beyond even my understanding. But tell me, are you well? You were unconscious for a while. I'm not inside your mind. I can watch, and sometimes I can help, but nothing more than that. Your feelings, your pain, they're yours alone. I cannot take them from you, nor shield you from them. Throughout my life, I've rarely been idle. This helplessness feels unsettling at times. Good. That's good. You're admirably resilient. You remind me of some of my knights. The ones who helped me to build Avalon. Never surrendering, never backing down. We may not have chosen each other's company, but I'm glad it's you I ended up traveling with. A great tragedy befell the priestesses there, and to think that the strength of their faith was enough to bind a Four-Dweller. There is still so much we do not know about the true potential of the weirdness. I never imagined it could become a prison for the beings shaped by its will. But that Four-Dweller, there was something familiar about her, as if we had met before, a very long time ago. In her presence, I felt an odd sense of peace, even amid the terror that had overtaken the temple. Strange. and strangely comforting. Well, the apple has fallen far from the tree. I don't see the air of Palamedes in him. His ancestor was a ruler devoted to his people. He was even capable of defying me when the situation called for it. I always respected him for that. And Yvain, I see a man trying to please everyone. That is the gravest sin a leader can commit. Decisions are never easy, but they must be made. I see that the current Lord is trying to delay that moment, and I fear it's his people who will suffer most because of his indecision. I know much time has passed. I just hope Palamedes' bloodline wasn't diluted by the carelessness of one of Yvain's foremothers. No. My subjects were usually well disposed towards them, grateful for their magic. Merlin was held in high esteem by the common folk. Of course, there was mistrust at times, even open hostility, but never like this. Nobody was ever so twisted by hatred as to herd them into a giant wicker man and set them alight. Like many things in Avalon, it seems. But yes, they used to be quite influential. Sometimes unnervingly so. They had the ears and hearts of the people, and they made them rather bold in voicing their opinions. As you can imagine, we didn't always see eye to eye. That led to some unfortunate confrontations. I couldn't allow people to openly disagree with me, no matter the influence they thought they held among my subjects. The temple's representatives didn't approve of my use of the weirdness during the war, and they made their opposition public. I decided that such opposition deserved punishment. Sometimes it's necessary, and that was one of those times. In times of war, a leader cannot appear weak, cannot afford to look uncertain. Call it what you like, but war demands obedience, not debate. Does it matter? As long as the result is the betterment of the people, what difference does it make? Guilt is a powerful motivator, and a useful one at that. My sisters taught me that, time and time again. I was familiar with tales of secret societies, said to have come with us from the homelands. I tasked my sister, Morgaine, with investigating them. But amidst the fires of war, I had little chance to keep a close watch on her. It was only near the end of my life that I learned she herself was a follower of Morrigan. Perhaps I would have seen it as betrayal. But thanks to you, I understand now that while the children's ways may be questionable, they do seem, in their own twisted manner, to care for Avalon's safety. It is a bold decision, and I am glad he finally made it. It was wise of him to invoke the old laws. Camelot will not dare to break them, and the men here will remain in Kuanacht, at least until the lives of its people are in immediate danger. It's an ancient law I established myself. It is good that he is not going alone. I honor the courage of those who follow him, although none of us can say if they will return. Even if Yvain does not return, his actions will be remembered. Of that, I am certain. He might have been, but I don't recall us ever meeting in person. Merlin had many apprentices, and Nimue was the most gifted among them. But even she never spoke in my presence. It is possible Merlin forbade his students from speaking to me, though why he would do such a thing, I cannot say. But Orin seems devoted to a cause he believes in. It's a refreshing perspective, and unlike any we've seen so far. Honestly, I had hoped his discoveries might help me recover some of my lost memories. Sadly, they did not. I remember what Merlin and I chose to do. I simply thought I could reconstruct the reasoning behind our decision. But it seems even Orin wasn't certain of that. I regret that Merlin didn't share his thoughts and decisions with his apprentices. They might have helped us now, on this journey. I'm not ready to answer that question, and I sense the final decision won't be mine to make. You're more important than you think, and our fates are bound together to the very end. In the end, Orin's opinion may not even matter.
Alright, we're almost through all these dialogue options, guys.
And what do you think would have become of Avalon if the warlike Dalrita, already revering the giants as they are now, had the chance to worship them as living, active beings? The giants were too powerful to remain among us, especially on lands gifted to the tribes of the Dalrita. There were those among us who demanded their complete destruction. That I would not allow. It was already punishment enough that they enslaved their own children and used them as a bargaining tool. I do not blame the Theod mother for her anger. She has every right to it. At the time, I saw no other way. We had no way to control the giants, and we couldn't allow them to form an alliance with the Fordwellers. So we resorted to deception. The giants are cunning creatures. Had we not gained the upper hand, they would have turned on us at the first opportunity. I am not proud of it, but war follows its own cruel laws. It is. And you should stop asking questions when you already know the answer. That way, you won't be so easily bored. Yes, in the homelands. I thought we could leave him there, but he escaped to Avalon. He took on human form. Or rather, he used one of his followers as a vessel. It was only when he sensed that Nimue, Merlin's
Stream Elements
had discovered his
said,
true nature.
Good morning Gamerit is now live. Streaming Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, how to unlock Red Death talent in Fall of Avalon.
His followers had built for him deep in the woods. I dread to think what would have happened if he'd made it there. We barely managed to bring him down, and clearly, not completely. I outlawed the Stagfather's cult, but I see that 6 centuries later, it's still around, and surprisingly, among the Dalrita as well. I thought they worshipped only Mathea. No, how would I? The tribes were our allies, but they commanded their own forces. The truth is, that war made monsters out of us all. The Four Dwellers weren't just any normal enemy. The way they looked, the way they wielded the weirdness. To many, they seemed almost godlike. I don't condone what the Volker did, but sadly, I understand it. That is without a doubt the work of the throne he sat upon. It is carved into the lone pillar, a very powerful artifact, more powerful than I had ever imagined. The lone pillars have long emanated a powerful energy that we never fully understood. At first, we thought they worked like menhirs, but when they showed no such properties, we paid them little mind. And once I gifted those lands to the tribes, our access became limited. Still, I know the lone pillars once served the giants as a conduit for the Four Dwellers' will. When the time came for them to depart, the giants would approach a pillar and surrender their life force to it. They believed that by doing so, they would merge with the weirdness and become immortal. And after what happened to Thrigva, I'm beginning to believe they might have been right. War never makes sense. It is a tool for survival. Had I refused to wage war against the Four Dwellers, humanity would never have survived on Avalon. So if Gurfhanna declares war on Camelot, Avalon will once again drown in blood. But don't ask me what I think of it. Through your eyes, I see that Camelot is no longer the place I left behind. When I gave the forlorn swords to the tribes of the Dalrita, there was nothing of substance here. A few abandoned giant caves, the occasional lone pillar, nothing more. What stands now must have arisen after my time. And I must admit, I'm impressed with how they've made it their own. Their resilience speaks for itself. Now you ask me, when it was your choices and actions that led to those consequences. Not all of the Dalrita came, and this is surely not the outcome Gurfhanna hoped for. But since you ask for my thoughts, the Dalrita united would be an unstoppable force. If we wish to avoid bloodshed, perhaps it's good that not everyone followed the voice of the tribes. Merlin, Merlin. What is there to speak of? He said all that needed to be said, did he not? Merlin wished to end the war as quickly as possible. The price of such a victory did not matter to him, and I chastised him for it. Yet he was right. So many pointless deaths could have been avoided if only my resolve hadn't wavered so much. Was he? And yet he spoke as if he knew me. Knew all my failures. All my darkest thoughts. The ones I used to confide in him at my lowest. He spoke the truth. My indecisiveness crippled me, and in turn it crippled Avalon. No, that was truly Merlin. Or at least the part of him I let down the most. Now I remember it all. It was what we both wanted. What the experiments were for. Seawall. Caradoc. Their sacrifice now feels even more pointless. Reaching immortality was a dead end we simply abandoned. I told myself that by following Merlin's new plan, by transforming myself into a Four-Dweller, I would be honoring their sacrifice, honoring them. Yet in the end, I just couldn't do it. I rejected the full transformation, and by doing that, I rejected a better future for Avalon. And what good is my humanity on Avalon? The war with the Four-Dwellers only brought out the worst aspects of it in me. Cruelty, arrogance, pride, cowardice. I could have ended it much sooner, had I been brave enough and humble enough to discard it. I cannot, but we'll never know, will we? It could not have been worse than what is happening now. Avalon is trapped in the same decay I am. It is tearing itself apart. Whatever the results of my transformation might have been, at least the island would have been stable, safer than it is now. It was a hollow victory, marked by rivers of spilled blood and a mountain of corpses. This land is forever tainted by death because I let my weaknesses rule me. I hesitated to use the giants, I spared the Four-Dwellers. And now, instead of flourishing, all of Avalon is paying the price for my indecisiveness.
Going to 4.3 to do more. That's unfortunate.
Is that where you think we are heading? Towards a chance for absolution. I do not know if I deserve it, and yet I'm afraid of squandering it, of paying too high a price. I need to think. Let us move on. Time to end this farce.
There we go. Okay. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And then we still have a few other things to find there. I know the dude is somewhere around here, but I cannot remember exactly where, though. Is this one? Yes, it is. Okay, good.
Yes?
Yes? Those are reasonably fresh. Now, I need the eye of a marrowghast. With such a delight in hand, well, I know marrowghasts were seen in the... Yes? Let's see. My former associates tried to trick me with a cow's eye. Those idiots really thought I wouldn't know this. But this? Now, let's see if you're really worth anything. I'm sure you're familiar with Ford dwellers. Then you might be perfect for this next job. I want you... You probably know they make excellent protective amulets warding off the... Unfortunately, I don't know where the well-preserved remains of a Ford dweller can be found. Yes?
So, do I just need to kill a four-polar then? Let's go ahead and just stash everything then. And then we can identify all these. Well, that gives me more max stamina. It's always a good thing. Oh, huh. That actually tell me where that I can find one easily enough? Because if not, I'm kind of really screwed. Because I already killed the one four-polar that was always just following me before. Huh. So we have 47 out of 68 entries? And that's just for enemies? Really? I wonder if that it counts the DLC ones then. Because if so, that would explain it. I mean, this one ain't bad. Oh, Browner Soaring gets chill. Interesting. I mean, if I could use that in combination with the hefty spear, that'd be so good. Let's go ahead and upgrade this set a little bit more. And then I think we'll call that good for tonight.
Sometimes it's nice.
Why is a +3 only 1% better? I'll take that. Then I'll increase that one.
To just...
So I need one more of those to craft that. And I just want to wear their pelts for that one. So we'll get each of our gear up to at least level 6. At least as much as possible. Alright, nice. So now we've increased our armor a good chunk of the way. And we can technically also increase these as well, which is still not bad. Like, the helmet is technically the best thing. Oh, and that would also increase that more. Huh. Well, that's good to know. We don't really need armor weight reduction either. I would still like to be able to actually just wield that weapon.
Put that away before you reap. I just heard that some old man named Morris showed up at the keep. Can you imagine? I still can't.
So I guess I must not have all the tags yet. I must be missing one or two. Anyway. That's definitely not bad. We're level 63 now. Alright. That's gonna be it for this one.